Hello and welcome back to another new video. Hope you're doing well. Anyway, so I am actually going to practice my English as usual, and without any further now, let's get started our class. That means my practicing journey. All right, so today's topic is family and housework. All right, okay. So, how many people are there in your immediate family? All right, so we are six members in our family, and among them, so I am the first child of my parents, and I have three siblings as well, and my parents. That's about our family. All right. So the next question is, how do you get on best within your family? All right. So most of the times I actually hang out with my youngest sister, and in fact I actually can't think a day without a bit uh, quarrel with her, because I actually don't know, and I when she actually go anywhere, so I feel so depressed because I can't do any kind of sense of humor, or I can't do any kind of activity without her. Okay, and for that reason, most of the times I actually spend time with her. Yes. All right, now let's move on our next question. That is, do you have a large extended family? Well, so we had a large extended family, but back in a couple of years probably. So everyone had been actually separated, and they have their own flat, and they are living with their own. All right. So but before that, when we had our grandfather and grandmother, that means grandparents, so at that moment we used to actually live together, and which was, I reckon, that a big extended family, because we used to actually live in a whole building. All right, so in one flat, it was too much spacious. All right, yeah. Now we are actually living in separated flat, and yeah, we are living like as a nuclear family, not extended family. All right, okay. So the next question is, what do you do together with your family? Uh, Honestly, I actually don't do anything with my family, but I actually help my dad in his business. And at the same time, when I actually get time, I try to actually teach my siblings. And apart from all of those things, and I always try to actually help them regarding home cleaning or something like that. If I am to actually do some household work or some chores, so something like that I actually do with them. Mostly I actually go outside, and that means I actually stay at the shop most of the time. All right. Okay, now the next question is, why is family important to you? Of course, family is important. Why? You can actually relate with one example if I would like to actually put. So the example is all about, like, there is a tree, and there are lots of branches. All right. So each branch you can consider that our siblings. That means the relation that we actually have between us. But the root, there is only one root, right, which is under the soil. Okay, all right. So this is like family. No matter wherever we are actually going, for earning money or for a studying purpose. There may be many kind of reasons behind that. But honestly, if I would like to actually say, at the end of the day, what you will actually realize in my country especially, there are lots of people from their family actually do jobs, different divisions, different places, right? And when it comes to Eid al-Fitr or Eid al-Adha, that means the national festivals, so on that moment you will realize that no matter where are they are, but they always try to actually celebrate their day, their festival day in the family. For the reason they actually don't think of spending money. That is called family. All right. So no matter wherever we are actually going, at the same time, the whole things will actually align with one thing that is called family. So the same thing goes for the tree. There are lots of branches, right? Branch, okay? But ultimately, there is only one root, okay? So we can actually consider this root with the family, okay? So that actually matters a lot, because those who have family and those who don't have family, they are totally changed, and you will definitely realize many things between these two individuals. Because those who have family, they actually learn many things from their family, responsibility and everything. And those who don't, so at times he is not actually having to face any kind of question or something like that, resulting into actually see most of the people or most of the individuals who actually become drug addicted or something like that. They actually involve themselves with criminal activity, okay? So yeah, family is important. And I love my family, and I also love to stay with my family as well. Okay, so I'm sure you guys also do the same thing, right? And yeah, that's what actually matters about the family. All right, now let's move on our next question. That is, do you do housework at home? All right, so it depends on my free time, because or leisure time, because whenever I am actually in my free time, I most of the time, as I told you, I go to the shop. Okay, I nip down to the shop and I actually sit there and I try to help my dad. And at the same time, when I actually come back from there, so I either read or I actually teach my siblings, or I actually gossip at times. But if I have something to do, for example my own task, or I need to actually do something, I actually do my own, okay? And apart from all of those things, if I get any kind of extra hours on that moment, I actually try to help, okay? So regarding it may be anything, okay? So based on the scenario, it actually depends, okay? So what am I actually doing, and what am I actually going to help? All right, now let's move on our next question. That is, uh, what kind of housework do you often do? Okay, most of the time what I actually do is uh, I clean our fan, and at the same time I actually try to organize the things, and in terms of actually moving some heavy items, and I actually try to help them in terms of shifting when they were actually sweeping the floor. And yeah, that's what I actually usually do. And yes, I actually bring what is actually required for the home from the shop. I actually bring all of those things. All right, so that's how I actually help. I actually contribute my family somewhat. Okay, so it's minimal, I think. All right. Sorry. All right, the next question is, did you do housework when you were a child? mm, yes, I not that much as I am actually doing, because on that very moment I was kid and they actually didn't allow me to do all of the things, and they only focused on my study. They actually said that you need to actually focus on your study, and at times they actually showed me many things how to do and how not to do everything. Okay, so that's how they actually taught me. And I can say that yes, I was kind of play playful boy when I was in school. That means child. That means I used to actually play a lot. All right. So I don't think I actually even washed my own clothes. Okay. So I was child, and now the things has really changed, and I can do on my own. All right. Okay. So the next question is, do you think that children should do housework? I reckon that yes, they should actually do the typical work, which is not so much heavy and which is easy to do, because it will actually compel them to be responsible, because when they are actually growing, and if they have that kind of mentality that they don't actually care about the job or task, and we will see that there will be a better citizen in future. And if you look at the people, the kids of the Japan, so they do everything, literally everything. They are actually consider that the polite, most polite nation in the world. Okay, so probably you actually have encountered this when it was last FIFA World Cup, when they actually came to play in the stadium, and after even they're losing, they actually didn't go away without cleaning. They actually cleaned the whole stadium and into their own country. So that actually reflects that these type of mentality actually grows when they were actually child. Okay, so for that reason, yes, children should be involved with this kind of activities, and because it will actually develop their mindset as well. Yeah, I reckon that yes, people, that means children should be utilized with this kind of activities. Okay, all right. Sorry. The next question is, uh, do you all live in the same house? Yes, we actually live in the same flat, and we have individual rooms for a specific person, and all together we actually live in the same house, and we actually gossip with each other, and we actually try to do every task uh, together, but at times we can and at times we can't. All right. Okay, the next question is, who is your favorite family members? It's a bit tough to actually encounter or say who is my favorite family members. So yes, all of all of the members are my favorite family members. Why? Because I will not be able to actually distinguish them. But to some extent, if I would like to actually say, since my parents are actually a bit backdate or old fashioned, they actually, the way they actually saw the world and the way we are actually seeing, so there is a far uh, cry or far differences, right? So for that reason, when we are actually thinking like this way, they are actually thinking, no, you need to actually go this way. Sometimes it actually happens that we do not agree with each other. Yes, but at the end of the day, we actually we actually make out. All right, so even we actually fall out, we actually make out as well. So that's the thing. So I will not be able to actually say who is my favorite family members, and but I can actually say that the no, I shouldn't actually say that. Anyway, now let's move on our next question. That is, do you have a large family or a small family? Yes, I have a small family, and where my parents, I, and my siblings are actually belonging. All right, so we are like a nuclear family, and we are actually leading our life very happily. All right, okay, now let's move on our next question. That is, can you tell me something about your family members? Well, the first thing I need to actually say is about my dad, and he is actually maintaining a shops, which is grocery shop. And when I get time, when I'm actually a bit in downtime, so I actually try to sit over there to help him. And if I'd like to actually talk about my mom, so he's a homemaker. And if I would like to actually say myself, yes, I graduated from electrical and electronic engineering, and right now I am actually working for an edtech company, for which is UK based. So yeah, which is a remote job I am actually doing currently. And at the same time, if I'd like to actually say my immediate sisters, and they actually the my two immediate sisters actually got married, and they probably by and large it probably 2 years. Okay, anyway, so my youngest sister completed her uh, HSC. Yeah, that's what about my family for the time being. Okay, all right, now let's move on our next question. That is, how much time do you manage to spend with members of your family? All right, I most of the time actually uh, utilize to spend with my family members. In fact, if I would like to actually say that there are a couple of jobs I actually got from another location, based on the locations, and because of staying with them, and they also actually told me that not to go anywhere except my own district. For that reason, I actually didn't go anywhere. So that means as I am actually doing the job, as I told you, that I can actually spend my most of the time with them. Yeah, that's what about it. All right, okay. And how much time? Yeah, most of the time that I actually have, I always try to spend, and mostly I actually spend my time with my with my youngest sister. Yeah, that's what, since she is at home right now. Okay, all right, now let's move on our next question. That is, do you get on well with your family? Why? Of course, I get on well, and when I was after graduating, I was a bit in fixed. So I was in fixed, and when I was actually thinking of doing job, and on that moment, I realized that I am not actually getting the proper or suitable. I was actually casting about an opportunity, but I was actually getting the proper job. However, I actually got the jobs which is out of my district, and my family member actually didn't allow me to go there. For that reason, I actually missed loads of opportunities, and it was actually a bit frustrating at the same time, and I actually became a bit tensed for that. And not only that, I actually buzzed with them as well, because just think about, I already passed and I have the qualifications and everything everything, and they already invited me. They took my online interview as well, and they said that if you would like to actually do this job, you need to actually attend one offline interview. So I actually couldn't join that, so it was a bit regretful for me. Anyway, so for that reason, I was a bit in angry mode with my parent. That means not parents, parent. Okay, that means my dad. Okay, and but overall, right now everything is okay. Everything is looking all right. So yes, and I actually go with them very very well, and they actually support me. And yeah, that's what about my family for the time being. All right, now let's move on our next topic, which is flowers. Okay, do you love to take flowers or give flowers? Anyway, so sorry. Okay, have you ever given anybody flowers? The first question. All right. So yes, I have given lots of times flowers to lots of peoples. Okay, and if I would like to actually say the context behind this is when we actually go to any kind of marriage ceremony, we actually try to provide one of the bouquet to actually make them a bit happy. All right, so that's what I actually did. And another thing that I would like to actually say is when I actually see that there are many special programs going on, let's say any cultural programs or any other programs was actually occurring with the help of many communities. On that moment, we actually invited lots of our big gun or elite person on that very special uh, arrangement. So we actually offered them flowers as well. And mostly, if I would like to actually say yes, and in fact, let me tell you one thing. In fact, I actually gave a flower to one of the foreigners. Okay, so they actually visited our country, especially in my region. So when I saw that they are actually foreigners, I actually just simply took a flower, so for accepting, for receiving them. Oh my goodness, the way they actually reacted, they literally become so much elated that I will not be able to actually say. And they were so happy, and they said, "Oh my god, this is the very first time," and they actually received this kind of warm reception. They actually said, and they actually really appreciated that. So yes, I could say yes, I already provided many flowers to many peoples. All right, now let's move on our next question. That is it popular to give flowers to people in your country? It's kind of popular, but I would have to say it actually depends on on the context. Let's say in marriage ceremony, that's very common. When there are two groups, right? One is bride, one is groom groups, right? When the people of bride groups, have I said bride this one or groom this one? Anyway, so whenever the bride groups, the people of bride groups actually go for the very first time to the groom's house, they actually received them with the help of flower. The same thing actually goes for the grooms as well. And they actually go there, they actually received with the flowers. Okay, that is number one. And number two, there are many programs, and when we actually invite lots of high professionals people, so on that moment we actually try to receive them with the flower. And we also actually place red, that means bouquet, to the monument, which is called Shoaib Minar, or yes, something like that. So on that very special day, we actually place red to commemorate our martyrs. Okay, so that's how we actually utilize these flowers. Okay, and it's not too much popular, but it may be popular for most of the people. I am not actually going to talk about it, and probably you actually got my point, and which is like BFGF, right? Boyfriend, girlfriend, something like that. Anyways, I'm not actually going to talk about it. All right, now coming back to our third question, that is, on what special occasions do people give flowers in your country? Already I discussed about it, right? Okay, so that means in the wedding, number one, and on the national holiday which is related to martyrs, that means when we are actually to go to the monuments, so for commemorating or remembering, for showing the respect towards the martyrs, we actually place a wreath. And different types of cultural programs, we actually utilize that kind of flowers. Okay, mostly, and I'm not sure, but it actually, I reckon it's for that, as I actually told you. All right. Okay. So the last but not least question is, what kinds of flower would you like to receive as present? Okay. So there are many flowers I actually like. So mostly, what I actually like is tuberose, rose. Uh, yeah, these two things I reckon that, and there are marigold as well, but I prefer to actually have one is rose and the other is tuberose. I love that so much, the petals and the smell. Oh my god, it's literally freshens my mind, and I really love to actually get flowers. Okay, and love to actually give flowers as well. Okay, all right, now let's move on our next topic, which is friends. Okay, all right, there is probably a season, a TV show related to friends, right? I'm not sure, by the way. I have heard, but I have never ever actually got any chance to go through. Anyway, so do let me know about it. How many of you actually watch that or aware of that? Anyway, now the first question is, do you have a lot of do you have a lot of friends? All right. No. Honestly, if I would like to actually say, I don't have loads of friends. I have a very handful amount of friends. In fact, I have lots of classmates, but I actually talk to them, but they are not actually friends. And as we know that there is a criteria, or there is a certain, what should I actually say, certain things to actually make friends. Let's say I need to actually hang out with them, I need to chat with them, I need to actually go, and I need to spend most of my time, and with the flow of time we will develop, or we may develop the friends, right? So I actually didn't get that kind of time to actually hang out with them. And not only that, and mostly, as I told you, that my daily routine, I actually couldn't play, I could actually talk, I could actually hang out. Okay, so resulting into, I don't have any kind of friends. And the friends which I actually have, I reckon that we had better, that means for me, especially if I am actually talking about uh, the friends that we actually have. And I think in a different way, like the time which I will actually spend with my friends, if the time is utilized for my self development, so it would be much better than that one. Okay, why? Just think about, I will go to my friends and I will just gossip them, and we will actually talk random, but we will not actually learn ultimately anything, right? And not only that, if I have, let's say, 5 friends, if I spend only 5 minutes with each friend, so 5 friends equal 25 minutes, I am actually wasting, right? So rather, if I can actually save this 25 minutes, I can actually do whatever I would like to actually do. I can explore about myself, and not only that, I can actually utilize, or even I can actually take rest as well, right? So that's how I actually prioritize. Okay, and one of the quotations that I actually have heard, that is probably from Socrates. He actually said that know thyself. Okay, that means I would like to actually know about me, what is inside me, who am I, what is my ultimate value. Okay, so that's what I would like to actually figure out. Okay, and I am sure that I am actually really grateful that because of not having too much friend, I actually found many things which is related to my context. Not only that, and I can actually say that yes, it actually helped me a lot to figure out my skills, to figure out about me, to know about me, right? Otherwise I may be actually I may be blow away, right? And I actually didn't have any kind of existence. And with the flow of time, what I actually realized, and which I actually like, which I don't. Okay, that type of, I always try to actually spend time with myself. Okay, and rather than spending time with friends or classmates or anyone. Okay, so most of the times I love to actually spend myself. And yeah, initially it was a bit hard for me, like, is it called life? So, but ultimately what I actually experienced is I can actually stay alone without anyone's help. So I reckon that yes, this is another skills that people should have. And I'm sure that those who can actually do that, they utilize many things, and they can actually do many things because of having lots of times, and they can actually do experiment whatever they want. Okay, so I can actually say that yes, I actually tried lots of things, I can actually say that. And from that very moment, what I actually realized is which is actually aligned with my goal and which is not. Okay, so right now, yes, I can actually say I researched about myself a lot. Right now I'm still thinking about myself. Okay, and that's how I am actually going on. And for that reason, I always try to actually circumvent the friend. Okay, it doesn't mean that I hate them. No, I yes, I love to actually talk to them, but I need to actually make sure that now the time is very precious or valuable, right? So once I actually spend my time, I will not actually get it back. Okay, for that reason, we need to actually do whatever we are actually doing in a perfect way. So that's what I can actually say. And for that reason, I'm actually working on. And let's see what is actually waiting for me as well. And I'm actually going with this flow. Okay. All right. Now let's move on. The next question, that is, who is your who is your best friend and why? All right. So, as I told you that I have a handful amount of friends, and I have one of my best friends, if I would like to actually say, whose name is Aziz, and in fact, he is my childhood friend, and let me share you an interesting story. When I was in school, and I was, because of having too much hormones of teenage. I need to actually say like this way. All right, so I actually tried to ride a bike. Yes, I actually learned how to drive bike, and I used to actually ride bike on that very class. But unfortunately, one day I actually made an accident, and because of over speed, I actually slipped off, and I actually tore some of my skins and something like, because of having helmets and safety shoes and uh, something equipments, I actually didn't get that kind of injured as I was supposed to. But so it was on the dead night. It's probably 2 a.m. at night. So I actually just called my friends and, hello, I am in this position and I am actually here and I actually made an accident and I am going back to my home. All right, so that's what I actually just said. All right, so and from there, from that very spot, I actually came back to my home, and as soon as I actually come, I actually saw my friends actually have come to my house. I was literally shocked. I also made a call, one of my cousins, at the same time one of my uncles as well. Okay, and they actually didn't come. But think about my friend who used to actually live in a village, and and the commute system, the vehicle system is not so good. And just think about, on that very night at 2 p.m., there no question rises to actually get any kind of vehicles. So he himself actually came to see me with the help of bicycle. Okay, so it actually, I literally shocked. Oh my goodness, what, are you Aziz? He said yes. So I said, how have you come at this very moment? He said, I have actually heard, I can't actually resist myself to actually come in the morning. For that reason I have actually come. And not only I, more every family member of my family, they literally shocked. Oh my goodness, this is called real friendship. So on that very moment, my mom actually made a quotation like this: blood is thicker than water. And she actually said that she used to believe that, right now it is actually changed. All right, so and we actually spent on that very night, and we literally from that very moment I really love him, and in fact I actually treat as one of my brothers. Okay, and that's how we actually spend. But recently, but a couple of years it has been already, and I he actually moved to another district. For that reason we actually don't get that kind of time to actually hang out. But when he actually comes, he never forget to actually come to visit us. Okay, so that's what I can actually say. So for that reason, there are many things as well, but this is one of the reasons of being the one of my best friend. Okay, all right, now let's move on our next question, that is, who would you most like to be friend with? Okay, okay, who would you most likely sorry like to be friends with, and why? All right, so I don't have that kind of particular person that I would like to actually talk to them or try to make friends. But if I would like to actually say, one of the person that I would like to, I really like to talk to him. And in fact, if he becomes my friend, I would be so happy. He is one of my seniors. He is my colleague, something like that. And the way he actually present himself, it is literally appreciable and praiseworthy. Why? Because he actually do everything. Literally, he actually takes care of his health. He actually talks very well, and he has loads of knowledge, and he is so support. That means overall, I reckon that if you'd like to actually put any of the real example of a good human being, so I hope that he will be there. Okay, he will be there. So yes, I would be very happy if I can actually be friend with him. And in fact he actually talked to me as well, but I'm actually thinking of being friend, because once we will actually be friend, and I will be able to actually learn lots of things from him. That's what I actually think. Anyway, so I really like him because of I already personality, his personality, the way he present, and the way he actually talks, the way he actually behaves, that's literally next to next level, I would have to say. All right, so that for that reason I actually love his personality so much, want to be friend as well. Anyway, so the next question is, what kind of person can you make friends with easily? All right, so it actually depends on the context, but mostly if I would like to actually say, the person who has the similar mindset, the things which I have actually had in my mind, and the same thing if they have in their mind, so I can actually talk to them very very easily. In fact, I can actually be a good friends with them as well. And because it is actually psychology, that while we are on the same page, we are on the same waves, on that moment we are like same, right? So that's how our actually psychology works. Okay, so for that reason we can actually make friends very easily. But but I can also think that I can make friends mostly with the young people. Not only young, I need to actually say for with everyone, because that kind of quality I actually have. For actually becoming friends, I need to actually understand him. So I reckon that yes, I have the very good observation power, and utilizing this I actually got lots of opportunities, and that's what I can actually say. Okay, all right, now let's move on our next question, that is, which is more important to you, friends or family? Of course, my family, because at the end of the day, what really actually matters is, no matter whatever I am actually facing, my family will be the first one. Okay, so let's say yes, friend is also important, but compared to family, family will be the best preferences. Okay, in terms of choosing, because let's say I need some money, or forget about the money. I need some help. I am actually going through anywhere. Okay, yeah, and they can actually be my first friend. Okay, my family is my first friend, and then my friends are the second friend. I actually treat like this way. So it actually depends, but I would definitely prioritize my family first than my friends. And I reckon that those who are my friends, they might be a bit sad by actually hearing that. Trust me, I am telling with very very conscious mind. Okay, I'm not actually using my subconscious mind, because at the end of the day, what actually matters is my family matters a lot to me. Okay, all right. Okay, now let's move on our next topic, that is, which is related to food. Okay, so food. Do you love food? Who doesn't love, right? Anyway, just kidding. All right, the first question: do you enjoy cooking? Honestly, I can't actually cook properly. I know just couple of the items which is very basic. That means it is actually sorry, required for surviving. Okay, so I actually have that kind of skills, but I need to actually work on that. And yes, in fact, I need to actually learn that, and I am expecting that in this year I am actually going to learn that skills as well. All right, anyway, so what type of things can you cook? Okay, so I can actually cook the basic rice, lentils, eggs, and vegetables. Hey, that's it. Nothing more than that. Okay, so these are the very basic, and in fact, I'm actually thinking of cooking another thing as well. Let's see when can I actually learn that. Anyway, now the third question is, what kinds of food are popular in your country? Okay, there are loads of foods are popular in my country. Among them, if I'd like to actually say, one is called biryani, khichuri, and yeah, these are the two commons items in my country. And if I would like to actually say the most favorite dishes by Chattogra people, so this is like Majiban, okay, and which is with white rice and with meat, okay, and the combination of these two is literally next. I need to actually say literally unforgettable. Why? Because it is not actually popular in my own district. It already gained its popularity entire Bangladesh. Not even in Bangladesh. It actually went beyond Bangladesh border. Okay, every year numerous actually tourists come here or flock here to actually have this food. Okay, so from these very particular things we can actually guess that how popular this food is. Okay, all right, now let's move on our next question, that is it an important part of your culture to have dinner parties? Is it important part of your culture to have dinner parties? Well, so in my country, no, it's not actually our culture to actually have dinner parties, okay? And in fact, we actually made some of the arrangements where in terms of actually wedding ceremony or any other, if anybody would like to actually feed someone, so on that moment they actually arrange something, and it may be in the afternoon or dinner, but there is no specific time that they only have dinner at parties, no. But mostly people actually, okay, let me actually go through the question again. I forgot that. Is it an important part of your culture to have dinner parties? Okay, so no, it's not important, but it actually depends on the people, and if they would like to actually offer some food to the people, they actually invite the people either in the afternoon or at night. Okay, so there is no specific time or like dinner parties or something like that. Probably I actually couldn't answer the question properly. However, I need to actually go move forward, right? Okay, the next question. Do you prefer to eat with other people or on your own? Okay, so I prefer to eat on my own. It actually depends on the people, but for me, I love to actually eat with myself. That means on my own. But when it comes to Ramadan, so we usually do our iftar, and on that very iftar, we actually try to do with everyone, because when we actually have together, there is like which is called in Arabic barkat. Okay, that means which increased our wealth, our means, and everything. Okay, so for that reason, we actually utilize that very moment. And but mostly I love to actually eat on my own, because I realized one day one thing, that is, there are, for let's say I actually are into any kind of restaurants, okay, and I'm actually ordering like chickens, shawarma, or something like that, which is like a bit expensive and something like that. And then I actually started eating. At the same time, if I actually see in another bench that he is only having naan or tea, something like that, that means he when he actually looked at me like this way, it feels me a bit weird and weird. Like he might think that he is actually having this, but I'm having this. That kind of perspective. I may also think that, what if I actually eat this? What is he actually thinking? Something like that. So for that reason, I always try to avoid having any kind of foods in the restaurant. Okay. Now, now another thing is, do I actually love to eat with everyone? No, I don't love to actually eat everyone because at times uh, it's a bit embarrassing for me. For me, I'm telling again, not for everyone. Okay, for me, because they actually judge people. I don't allow anyone to actually judge me, because whenever I am actually having, they might actually look at me, and I don't actually want to see the people to actually look at me like this. Okay, so for that reason, I always try to avoid or circumvent that kind of things. Okay, I hope you got my point. All right. Okay, now let's move on our next question. Do you have a healthy diet? Honestly, I wanted to actually maintain this healthy diet for a long time, but I couldn't actually do that, and still I am not being able to actually do that. And I, not healthy diet, I wouldn't actually say that, but healthy food. Okay, I wanted to actually have, and but in this year I actually I actually made a resolution that I will have the good food in this year. That means healthy food in this year. Still, I am not be able to actually maintaining this, but I try a lot to actually make sure that. But yes, I, to some extent I can actually do that, and I need to actually eat healthy food as well, and healthy diet as well. Okay. All right, now let's move on our next question. That is, do you prefer eating at home or eating out? Okay, as I told you that I always prefer to actually have in my home, because whenever I'm actually having, nobody is actually here to judge me. But when I'm actually eating out, yeah, it actually depends. Let's say I actually went for a trip or something like that, but I will stay there the whole day. So on that very moment, I will have to actually eat something. But I always prefer to actually sit in such a place where nobody will actually be realize that what I'm actually having or something like that. I always make sure that. And yeah, it actually depends on the scenario, but mostly, if I would like to actually say, I always prefer to have anything in my room. All right, now let's move on our next question. That is, do you like ordering food to be delivered? Okay, so since I am living in the city, and whatever I would like to actually take, it takes probably max 5 to 10 minutes to actually get to. So whenever I am actually thinking of ordering, so if I actually order them, so it takes probably 30, 25 to 30 minutes. Not only that, they may also provide me. I am not actually sure that what are they actually providing me. Is it healthy? Is it good? Is it fresh or something? That kind of question actually comes to my mind. But when it comes to choosing by myself, so I am actually thinking about about what was the question? Wait a minute. Okay, about food. So I can actually go there, I can actually check, and based on that I can actually figure out that which one is fit for me, and then I can actually purchase that. And delivery cost, there is a delivery charge as well, so I will have to actually wait for that. And not only that, whatever they are actually serving, is it good or not, I'm not sure. So their question remains, right? For that reason, I always try to actually avoid Rather, I actually prefer to actually go for food by myself, okay, without delivery. But when it comes to goods, yes, I may actually order that as a delivery services. Okay. All right. Now let's move on our next question. That is, okay, who do you get food delivered with? As I told you that I actually don't like to get any kind of delivered food. So these questions is irrelevant because since I'm not actually ordering anything, so how can I actually say that? All right. So for that reason, I'll have to actually say yes. I will have to actually skip that. Now let's move on to our next question. That is, do you eat meal differently now compared to when you are little? Exactly. When I was little, so on that moment, I used to actually have a lot oily items and sugary item as well. Okay, so I had sugar today as well, sugar tooth as well. Okay, that means I used to love to have the chocolates, the sugar items a lot. Not only that, I used to actually have lots of packet item. It may be ice cream, it may be chips, it may be biscuits, it may be whatever. There are lots of preservatives, right? So that kind of foods I would actually have. I would actually have had. Okay, not have had. I would eat. Okay, I would have. Yes. So, but nowadays I am uh, totally avoiding all of those things, and in fact, yes, and it doesn't mean that I actually don't have at all, but yes, I actually have all of the things to some extent. If I would like to actually make it, sorry, if I would like to actually make a comparison, it would be like, let's say when I was little, I was eating in a month 10 chips, and in this era or in this moment, I am actually having one chips in a month or max two chips in a month. Okay, so that's what my routine actually changed. That means the way I used to actually take meal, so the way I am actually taking right now, it's totally changed. And yes, we need to actually change that as well. We need to actually try to cut off these kind of sugary items, and always remember three items, three white items. These are so detrimental for our health. One is sugar, right, and the other is salt, and the other is white. It may be rice, it may be flour. Understood that? Okay, now let me actually explain a bit why am I actually telling you this. Whenever you are actually taking the sugar will actually provide you instant energy, number one. And number two, eat whenever you are actually having the sugar, after certain time you will actually feel so much hungry. It actually creates hungriness, resulting into you'll have too much food, and resulting into you will be right, fat. Okay, all right, now let's move on the next one, which is salt. Okay, so salt, whenever we are actually having something like chips, okay, you would definitely find, right, the salt actually helps our body to retain the water. Okay, salt is also important, uh, also responsible for actually being fat. Okay, all right, last but not least, any white items, it may be rice, it may be flour. Okay, but you can actually you can actually have which are like brown brown flour or brown color rice. Okay, because brown has fiber, but fiber is so essential for our body. Okay, so yes, these are the things. So when it comes to, just think about, you are actually having chocolates. So chocolate is actually made with sugar, a bit salt, and what, either flour or something like that. Most probably flour they use. So flour, sugar, salt, all these are beneficial or detrimental. So whenever we are actually having this, we are intaking these three at a time. Okay, at a time. So resulting into, we are actually becoming so fat. I would actually say that, but we are actually becoming sick inside our body, but we are not being able to actually realize that. All right, so I hope you actually got my point, what I actually tried to mean you. So that's what, and today I have been able to actually hit 1 hour video. So that was my challenge, by the way. And I wanted to actually make videos, and which has to be 1 hour. Okay, so finally I actually did this, what I assumed, right? So well done, Mr. Fires. Okay, I need to actually appreciate by myself. Anyway, so that's what I want to actually say. I will see you in the next video. Up until then, keep practicing by yourself as well. Thank you so much for being with me. Okay, and I will get you in the next video.